Guys, we are back. Another video today. I know it's been a little bit, but we are back in my Pop's E550. We're going to be doing a transmission service today and a downstream O2 sensor. There was a code for that, but we're going to jump into that in a little bit here. But we got some big news. Last night, shout out my boy Michael. He took me down to Crete, Illinois, and I bought another Touareg. I bought it for my girl. It is a 2013 executive package, so it's got the Dyne audio system. It has rear heated seats. It's got 190,000 miles. Nothing like a high mileage vehicle on Facebook Marketplace. Dude was pretty cool. He had Q7 TDI sitting there. He had a Golf TDI. He bought another Touareg TDI, and dude loved his diesel, so I was more than willing to pay what he was asking. He was asking $7,200. Well, he was originally asking $7,700, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll get him down to $5,000. How silly of me to think that. So I was like, going through the car, there's a ding, a dent, a little bit of damage here, a little bit of something there, nothing too crazy. I mean, the thing has 190K on it, so it's a used car. And I was like, you take $5K for it? He's like, no. I was like, what do you mean no? I was like, that's a good offer. He's like, no, I'm good. He's like, thank you though. I was like, what about $5,500? No to $5,500 as well? I was like, all right, well, what about $6,000 cash? I got cash right here. No. He's like, I wouldn't even take $7,000. I was like, are you fucking serious? You wouldn't take $7,000, dude? You're asking $7,700? Like, that is absurd. He said I got an offer for $7,200 for my brother, but I told him $7,250, and I was like, all right. So I was like, you wouldn't take $7,000 cash flat? $7,000 cash? No, I would not. I was like, are you fucking serious? The dude paid $6,950 for it, so he only made like $300, $250 off it. So he found another one that he liked a little bit better with a brown interior, so he ended up selling this one. And my girlfriend's been driving a 2009 Passat with a 2-liter CCTA motor, which, knock on wood, thing has not burnt any oil. We go fucking 4,000, 5,000 on an oil change, and it's still golden. So thing is in decent condition. DSG is questionable. It shifts fine, but it's just an aging car. And every time she drives my Touareg, she's like, I like your car. Can I have your car? And I'm like, do you want one? She's like, I want you to buy one. And I'm like, well, you're not gonna take my Touareg, because I love my Touareg. So I've been kind of looking around in the market for a little bit, and I had a little extra cash on hand. And I'm looking, and popped up yesterday, 2013 executive package. It's gray with a black interior. It's got the Dyne audio system, which is, that thing, it bumps. It definitely bumps. It's definitely worth it. And then it's got rear heated seats, which I always geek about. I don't know why. The idea of having 4 passengers in the Touareg and in the middle of a cold winter, and everybody being able to be real cozy and warm is, I don't know, it's a cool idea to me, especially when most of them don't have it. I just like the idea of having options, but it doesn't have the ventilated seats in the front, and it doesn't have a heated steering wheel. But I don't know, that's kind of wants the needs. So I picked it up. My boy Michael drove me out there. Shout out Michael. We went out there. It was like an hour or some away in Crete, Illinois, and everything looked pretty mint. I will say, we drove it, and even for 190,000 miles, thing drove like it was brand new. I mean, the brakes, the acceleration, everything. You can definitely tell there's a bit of carbon buildup, which I will be doing another more in-depth detail video on how to do a carbon cleaning and maintenance to that. It does have the Gen 2 motor. I have the Gen 1 in mine. It's a 2011 mine. It's got the CATA, and this thing has the CNRB, which it runs fantastic, I will say. The thing runs like it's brand new, so with all the maintenance I'm going to do, I'm sure it'll be way happier. I'm going to plan on doing a fuel filter, engine air filter, cabin air filter, probably use some standard eye in the fuel every fill up. I'm going to be doing like a I'll probably do a 5W30 oil change with the Restore and Protect, just so we make sure the motor is doing pretty well. But use a liquid moly Ceratec other than that. The trans service kit from FCP Euro comes with 9 of these bottles of ATF TopTech 1900, which I think we'll only probably need about 5, maybe 5.5. But then we got a pan filter, new standpipe, new crush washer for the fill plug, and new bolts for the transmission pan. So then we got a new filter. All right, so this pan is pretty simple. There's going to be 6 E10 external torques, 10 millimeters, holding this thing in. Boom, right there, there, and there. And then the drain is going to be a 6 millimeter hex right there. So that should crack loose. But now the drain also acts as a fill. I don't know if I showed you guys the standpipe, but this essentially sits above the drain right there. And this level, when it is in neutral, when the engine is on, will pretty much show you if it's at the correct level or not. So we're going to take the drain plug out, which essentially is sitting like right below this, and then you can see there's some little plastic tangs that hold this thing in. So we'll stick a screwdriver up on the bottom end right here and just pry it sideways a little bit. Or if we can get our screwdriver under one of these and then just smack it up a little bit, this will go into the pan, and then once we take the pan off, we'll be able to recover it and replace it. So that is it. Be aware, there is a few different colors. I believe it's tan or green, and they have different levels. So keep note of that and always change it with the original color that it came with. So coming to these little wires right here, there's going to be another E10 right there you got to take out. Once you take that out, it will slide out from above right there, and you can move these wires out of the way. They have a little hole right there, so you'll need to pry them out with a screwdriver. All right, we removed the drain plug and then popped out that little standpipe there. So everything is pretty much drained. This is all we got out of it, so I don't think we're gonna get 9 quarts out of this thing. So I'll assume maybe we'll get 5, but we're gonna start dropping the pan. I would loosen all these by hand first and then zip these out on the corner here. That way all the fluid tends to pool to that drain plug area right there, and you can get a little bit more fluid without making a mess. So after collecting all the fluid, we pretty much got 4.5 quarts, which is exactly what I expected. So yeah, there's the filter. The filter just pops right out of that little hole right there. It's gonna drip, so I recommend having some type of tray, a few layers of cardboard if you can. But yeah, what we're gonna do is clean this area up here with some Scotch-Brite, just rub it down. Not sandpaper, just something real nice like emery cloth. A little bit of brake clean, make sure that mating surface is real nice for the new gasket to go on. But over here we have the pan, and you can see the magnets have a little bit of metal on them, nothing too unusual. The rest of the pan looks pretty clean, nothing much. Little shimmer to it, so definitely needed some fluid changed, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, you can see there's just a little bit of metal on there, which is normal. The Q5 I did had a little bit more metal in this, so I'd consider that a little bit normal. We're gonna clean these magnets up, clean the pan up real nice, throw that old gasket away, and we're gonna reseal this. All right, lubricate the O-ring on the new filter with some new transmission fluid. It just sticks up like that. It'll hang down a little bit. It's completely normal. The pan will press it up, but it should hang like that. Just make sure it's seated correctly, then you're good to put the pan back on. Before you put the pan back on, put a new standpipe in or reuse it if you didn't break it. It should fit like that. It goes a little bit past the level of the pan itself, so when we fill it, it'll start pouring out of there. That's how we know to turn the motor on. And then you do a secondary fill, and then from there, after the secondary fill, pretty much get it up to a specific temperature, and it should either dribble out or have like a steady small stream. If it starts pouring out, let it pour out until it gets to the level right there. It should just be like a steady little stream, nothing too crazy. Just look how dark this is. It's supposed to be blue. Definitely needed a change.